Yes, people. Welcome to Never a Foul. Today is a doom and gloom day for myself, but as you can see, the two in the bottom are smiling, little cheeky smirks, while the one up here are not. Yeah, we got one manager that wants a replay of their fixture of last week. We got another one who's in the mud with another loss at Old Trafford, and there's one over there who is going to be without his star boy because of a certain man. But we're going to dive more into it. Big up Joe for being here. Big up Mons. Big up Ozzy. How you all doing? Make sure you smash the like as well. Go on. Come on. How we doing, Mons? Go on. I know you want to say it. Hurry up. Come on. Get out of the way.
Remember last season where week in, week out, I was shouting, swearing, I was stressed. See these lines on my foot? I didn't have these last season. I didn't have these 2 seasons ago. They weren't here. Now you see what your team can do to you. Do you understand? Now, I tried to tell you, have mercy. You know, I tried to tell you, Kaz, like, bro, like, it's just dead. Like, every week in, week out. And do you know what you told me? I don't care. Now, Kaz, I know we're only 8 games in, but guess what? You know when you're telling me, Corey's telling me, Mons, it's not even Galatasaray that's beating United. United are beating United. We're our own worst enemy. Rashford's got no confidence. Guess what, Kaz? I don't care. See, it's not nice, is it? But listen, I'm gonna leave it to these two. Welcome to the show. Big up everyone in the chat and make sure you subscribe to these three great content creators. Let's up.
Yeah, man. What were you saying?
Yeah, we need to talk on Onana because it's all good. Like, I've seen Sky Sports peddling some sort of like narrative today that he's got more completed passes and more touches than De Gea. But at the end of the day, a goalkeeper's there to stop the ball going in the fucking back of the net. And ultimately, it doesn't matter how good you are. I'm getting like Claudio Bravo vibes from Onana. I just don't think it's gonna work at all, man. I don't know. People can say, yeah, but it's the defence in front of him. They're being poor and all this, and everyone else getting the blame because you've spent a lot of money on this goalkeeper. I don't think he's all that.
Spend more money on him. Didn't spend that much.
What was it? How much?
42 million.
It's expensive.
A fair bit for a keeper, man.
Yeah.
You mean you paid 40 million for Ramsdale, didn't you, or something like that?
I'm not saying that Ramsdale was cheap, bruv.
I know it's not that expensive. What's 40 million today in today's market?
Well, either way, the guy's rubbish. Yes, he can thread a pass, or he's got a good touch or whatever. But ultimately, a goalkeeper needs to be good with his hands, not with his fucking feet. It is an added plus to be better with your feet, of course. But if you can't stop the ball going in the back of the net, then what does it matter? What does it matter? And I wonder if this...
goalkeeper.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. Speak on it. Because ultimately, I know there's some Man United fans now who are probably thinking, if David De Gea was here, maybe yesterday was different. Yeah, I don't know.
Let's get back here. No. You will enjoy every second.
He's decided he's out of here. Guys, thanks for joining us. It's been a wonderful show. Please smash the like, subscribe to the channel. We're out.
Yeah, guys, that's what we're not gonna do. You need every second, every millisecond, you need to be here. Listen,
I'm trying to sort my lighting, yeah? All right.
Oh, yeah.
Would you this is a great point, actually. Someone's just said Nick Pope over Onana. Now, I ask you, genuine question, would you rather have him? Now, Nick Pope is woeful with his feet. He's abysmal with his feet. But in terms of shots saved, etc., Newcastle don't get anywhere close to where they finished last season if it weren't for him. If you look at his performance against AC Milan in the Champions League, the guy was mint. You're not getting that from Onana. So, okay, Nick Pope might not be able to pass out from the back, but who's the better keeper right now? It's probably Nick Pope.
Yeah, but it's like this. Go on.
Nick Pope hasn't had a great start to the season himself, though. Even
he was great. He was great in Milan, though. He was great in Milan, which is
in the Milan game, yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, I'm not gonna go off. I think apart from howlers and stuff like that, and even whatever it might be, it's like I expect the experienced players to be doing better in them situations, regardless. Like like the low. Like I think he's been around the block enough to know not to let the ball bounce twice before Zaha pegs him back, or Casemiro to go for a stupid slide tackle. Yes, keepers gave it away. Keepers give it away all the time in the season, right? I just don't think the guy. We're talking probably about one of the most confident keepers out there. That's got probably one of the best mentalities out there. He's being let down as well. Like we're not. Onana might have let us down as well, and I'm not trying to make too many excuses for him, but at the same time, we're letting him down as well. Because I say this, without a DM, a proper DM, right? Your defense is fragile and you're subject to concede. But when your defense is also fragile, your goalkeeper can't really do much. Do you get what I mean? Like the thing is, I see a lot of people going for why did you get rid of De Gea? I'm like, go watch De Gea's mistakes last season. There was a stat last season where he was up there in Europe with what's it called, Jordan Pickford, for how many mistakes he's made in the past 5 years. He's up there, number one. So I just think it's easy to pinpoint mistakes for him. I don't think he's crap, and I think I'm still gonna hold on to him and wait for a little bit for the team to develop the way I see it in my head before I really criticize him. Because if I'm gonna point around the pitch, that's not the first position I'm picking out. If you get what I mean, that's not the first point. I'm picking out the centre back. I'm picking out Casemiro. I'm picking out Bruno for making us feel like we have 10 men on the pitch because he's useless and he's shit. Right.
Do you think Casemiro made that tackle because he doesn't rate his keeper? Because Casemiro wasn't born yesterday. He's a decent midfielder, and when he's going to make a move, he's going to use his brain. He's looking at his goalkeeper right now, and for me, I saw that tackle. I'm thinking to myself, this guy doesn't rate his keeper. He's thinking to himself, I'm going to have to try and stop this any which way I can because I don't think my keeper's going to get a hand on it, and he's got a better chance at maybe saving a pen. And you know what? Let's be honest. Let's be perfectly honest. You're lucky it wasn't another goal in that.
But Ozzy, what I would say though is that with the tackle, because I watched it back a few times, Mertens does really well to put his body across because it actually looked like Casemiro at time. He was about to time the tackle quite well, but Mertens being again quite experienced, I think he's 32 now. He just puts his body across. So even if Casemiro times it properly, his body's between him and the ball. So I do think it's also credit to Mertens, but I'm not even looking too much at Casemiro. Obviously, the darlings at Manchester United for me. I'm going to leave Højlund out of this because he was excellent throughout the game. So I'll just get that one out of the way. He was absolutely phenomenal. Yeah, but if we're talking Amrabat, who again is lauded already as one of Man United's best players, and I want to hear otherwise because he is the way he's talked about. Game management. Amrabat is not 21. He's not. The way he hoofed it into midfield and then proceeded to play Icardi onside. Everybody.
I
was onside. He was onside. Do you see what I'm saying? That's how deep that line was. You know what I'm saying? That is poor. No one's talking about Amrabat. Not enough people for me are holding Eric Ten Hag. I know there are some fools that are saying Eric Ten Hag.
Eric Ten Hag. I don't want Ten Hag out. Look, I was reacting a bit yesterday. No. I don't want him out because it's the same cycle over and over again, and I'm coming to deep. It's the same cycle. I'd rather fail up the season with the manager rather than look at Klopp last season. I'm not saying Ten Hag's anything but Klopp, but there's a lot of fans that want to Klopp out, and now they're doing dick wagons for him now. Yeah, they're getting their dicks out, Kyle Walker style, all for Klopp, right? So a couple.
Who's doing that?
You already know Jerry James. But what's it called? I'm just saying this. All right, with him, I'd rather develop something rather than and make as a failure where he could develop his own team. And I've had enough of these players not being accounted for why we always have the same rhythm going on with the team over and over again. I could sit here and make excuses, but Ten Hag does share some blame. But a lot of when you look at the mistakes made, it was individual errors, all of them. It does come down to individuality. But the way I look at it, see Amrabat, see the way I thought I was gonna go, Mabry coming off was ridiculous. I didn't mind the Eriksen one coming on, but I would have put Eriksen on for somebody else. I wouldn't have put him on. I'd rather Bruno come off. You know, I'd rather put Amrabat in the midfield to add that control. Go put Lindelof at right back and Delo at left back. You can see that Amrabat's not a left back or a full back because that's not his game because he always ends up central. So I'm not going to get onto it because I thought Amrabat had a sensational game up until that point, right? But the way I'm looking at it is this: why didn't you make those changes? It was evident that they're killing us on these so-called breaks from our own mistakes. Even Rashford with that pass, the first pass did fantastic. I can't knock him. I've been onto him. Don't get me wrong, but then it comes down to the part when I look at confidence and mentality. Why did you not shoot, or why did you not put that pass into an area where Bruno could tap it in? It's just little things like that. We could have smashed Galatasaray by 5 or 6 goals. We're breaking so many records. It's unreal. Galatasaray's first win on the English soil. That's 6 out of 10 games that we have lost. 3 in a row, I think, is at Old Trafford, if I'm correct. No, sorry, 2. No, 4. How many? What, worst start to the season and how many? It's just things like that. It's just adding up. But that's the subject of 10 years of how crap it is. And in the last few years, it's been even worse. But we let down Hoyland yesterday. We let a man, we stole his dream. A man that supports Manchester United. He scored a brace, right, in his Champions League home debut, right? And you think that was enough to probably seal something and go on and probably get another one. And you took away the boy's dream. Like, that was written in the stars to have for a player like that, because he's fantastic. But Ten Hag needs to grow some flipping balls, bro. Like, he needs to grow a pair, because I'm seeing is the one on the top of his head.
Let me just say, Football Matters said, is that Ten Hag bottom left? I can assure you it's not. But what I do want to speak on though, mate, right? I feel that with Bruno Fernandes, you're going to end up with another Harry Maguire situation. Now, I'm not comparing the two footballers, but by giving him the captaincy, right, you're now going to struggle to take this guy out of the side. And I watched a compilation yesterday, and I know it's easy to clip everything up, but there was a mad compilation doing the rounds. He had a shocker yesterday, a stinker. He goes missing in big games. There's a lot of Man United fans already, or I know you have your opinion on Bruno as well. And because he's the captain and because he's obviously held within high esteem in the club, you're going to struggle to get him out of this side. And it's almost another Harry Maguire situation for whoever comes in. Like, if Ten Hag, I agree with you. You know, I've got a friend who's a Man United fan. It doesn't make sense to get rid. Otherwise, you know, you're just going to be in a constant cycle. And to be honest, as a Leeds fan, I want him to stay for a little bit anyway. But the thing is, how's he now going to say, after saying to Maguire, you're no longer my captain, how's he now going to do the same to Bruno? Because it needs to happen. Because first and foremost, he's not a fucking captain. And secondly, he's just not been good enough. He goes missing. He goes absolutely missing. And look, we all seen what he did against Liverpool that day. Like, that's your captain. You know, some of your best captains, you know, Roy Keane, etc. He's not doing that. He's snapping folk. He's at least, you know, coming and saying, I'm going to take someone today. Now, whether you agree with that or not, but Bruno was just, I don't want to be here, man. He's terrible.
I don't know how your best mid. Yeah. Mount cannot be in the same team together. Mount yesterday was very good. He showed why he's a better footballer than Bruno Fernandes as well. I just think Mount's coming into his own a little bit into that role, and I'd rather keep someone that's coming into their own. Him, Mabry. Oh, the thing is, I want Amrabat there. I don't think Mabry he's not a starting guy, but at least when he comes and plays, he puts in 100%. He doesn't moan. When he gets tackled, he gets straight back up. That's it. I'm like, yeah, you know what? Great. He slicked his hair back. You know when a young player literally gets rid of their weird trim, and then after that, they become something. Yeah, that's the way I'm looking at Mabry. But that's a guy that should be coming off the bench to make an impact. I just want my Amrabat, Kobe, and Mount midfield, and I want to go from there. Anthony's back. Let's see what he can do. This new reformed Anthony in a new system who's trying to peg back a team and all that kind of stuff. I know he might not be gravy, but I'll give him a chance because I don't want to see. Why is your best midfielder starting on the right hand side and not in the midfield? What does that show? What's that telling me as a fan? Like, Bruno's best work's in the 10 or in the 8. So why is he not there? Why is he on the right hand side? See, these are questions as United fans, which is quite confusing, right? Like, I'm even thinking, if you're going to play a 4-2-3-1, I'd rather Anthony Martial go in the 10 behind Hoyland, because at least there's more of a threat. I'd rather see that. It's just, look, Ten Hag. I don't know when clubs start making statements and stuff like that. Yeah, we're still back in. We're back in the manager. That goes to show you're on the brink of getting sacked. Yeah, because you're showing confidence, right? So now, if you've got nothing left to lose, right, and this is your last, your last part, bench these fuckers and play who you want to play, not what the politics want you to play. Forget Bruno Fernandes. I said this on a space last year. If you give Bruno Fernandes the captaincy, you're setting us back again. I don't know who would be the captain. Just give it to someone. I don't know who else is the captain material at Man United. Go give it to you can't even give it to Martinez. The guy's not really. I don't think he's captain material. I think he's not that guy. I don't even think he speaks English like that.
I think he's
Brand.
I
think he's more of an. I think he shows example. He's not. I'd rather him not have the captaincy. Does that make sense? And he's injured, so
I'm not saying that's just my opinion. I don't think I'm.
I don't know who else. I don't know who else. I have no idea who else.
But I look at Varane and cool.
He's on his last legs.
Everyone looks at Varane for his accolades, but he was second in demand in command in that team. He wasn't a leader in that Madrid team. No. So why does he automatically become a leader in Man United's team just because of experience? By that logic, then Casemiro needs to be captain by that logic.
Can't give it to him. If you want to move on,
then why do you give it to Varane? They have the same accolades, and Varane was not a leader in that Madrid team, nor is he a leader for France.
So who's the one that you have to give the captaincy to then? I don't know. This is the Chelsea situation.
Well, this is the tough situation. Even look, captains now. Once upon a time, you throw the captaincy at the strongest mentality, a midfielder, a guy who leads by example, yada yada yada. But in the age that we live in now, where every player is a little bit soft, captains are as rare as good quality striker nowadays. Look at Arsenal. I've got Martin Odegaard who whispers twisting.
It comes down to
he did not say he whispers.
Be quiet. You know what I mean? Like, there's no noise, right? And back in the day, you'd have Roy Keane screaming from here. You'd have Patrick Vieira screaming from there. The midfield was argy-bargy, loud. Biggest egos were in the midfield. Now the midfield is like, oh God, I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. And who do we give the captaincy to? Arsenal, Man United in the same position.
There's two candidates. There's two candidates.
United.
Yeah, there's two candidates. One is probably Martinez because the fans love him as well, and it makes sense. And he's Ten Hag's guy. The second one is, and I don't agree with it, Mason Mount.
Oh, no. Sorry, no.
I'm looking at
goes from Chelsea to United. He's captain.
It's stinky. Don't get me wrong, and he's got a lot to prove at United. But the fact is, I'm trying to think. If I'm giving my 11 out there, I'm thinking, who would I give my captaincy out there to the 11? Right? It's Leica or it's probably Mace.
Give it to Onana.
No, you know what? I don't like goalkeepers as captains, to be honest. Don't think they're in the picture.
Well, if you're going to give it to Mason Mount, it's no different.
If Onana came in, if Onana had to come in and hit the ground running, I don't think captain shouts would have been crazy. If United were looking for a captain and Onana's come in, he's hit the ground running, and he's one of the best performing keepers in the league, I guarantee United fans will be saying
Johnny Evans.
Run it to Onana in it. Hey, but remember, the shouting thing is different though, because I think the shouting thing's weird. Because when Jordan Henderson was starting to decline, or even when he was actually decent at a point in his career, man, were telling me, "Oh, all your captain does is shouts. Just shout."
Yeah, but the thing is, I look at Mays. I look at Mays as a Jordan Henderson, and I'm thinking, you know what? Jordan Henderson wasn't that long at the club before he got the captaincy as well. And look what he done.
Yeah, that was a crazy thing.
Yeah, that was a crazy move, but look how that fared. It made sense. He done what the manager wants, and he won stuff. He won everything he needed to win.
It took about 4 more years. But again, you lot don't have the patience. When it comes to patience, between United and Chelsea, and when they try and give you this whole, we're gonna wait. We're gonna give the manager time. If this player doesn't hit the ground running, we're gonna give him time. 2, 3, 4 bad performances, get him out. Hire and fire. More Chelsea than United, but it's a similar.
You know what? Yeah, I'm so bored. I'm so sick of this shit. It's like if Ten Hag's gone, thinking who's really available. You know what? Go get me Michael Carrick, man. Don't care. Like no, I'm not joking. I've seen enough. I've seen enough football in Middlesbrough. I know that. I just don't.
He's had a shaky start to the season, but they're starting to pick up wins again.
Picking up wins again, but I'm just thinking. The new door.
Mate, what about McKenna, man? Ipswich had the best start ever from any team.
I'd rather let McKenna cook and do his thing at this moment of time. I think
Ipswich.
For Ipswich, that's remarkable what he's doing. But the thing is with Carrick, I'd rather just go get. If I'm going to go and get an interim, go get me Carrick or something like that. Like I don't know what else is out there that can really make a club be successful or. No one could be successful on these owners anyway, so he gives a shit.
Yeah. I don't think it's a manager, man. Look, I don't get me wrong. He's going to come to blame for some mistakes that he's made. But let's be perfectly honest. We still got dead wood in there from years ago, man. these guys are stinking up the field. And if he's not going to get back, really back, now don't get me wrong, the Mason Mount thing, whatever, we did the Havertz thing, whatever. But if he's not really going to get back where he's able to rebuild the squad, I mean, look at Jurgen Klopp. He freaking gutted Liverpool to build a squad.
He did, and rightfully so. But
and that's what it takes, though.
They allowed him to go and do that kind of thing as well. This is why I just want different ownership so bad, man. But I'm not here to talk about ownership. Let me ask you, lot, though.
No, Kaz, no.
Yes.
No.
No.
Let's not. No. Don't make it seem like my window was glitz and glamour. Because when we lost out on Caicedo and Lavia and didn't get and the whole Bellingham news dropped at the start of the window.
I'm talking about years ago. I'm talking about 8 years ago, G.
We're talking about Jurgen Klopp doing a full rebuild of your squad, bro, and getting you guys where you are, man. We're giving him props. All of you, man.
I thought you were talking about the gut end of the midfield this window.
No.
Because we did gut the midfield this window.
Yeah, well, you got the midfield.
But it's not too. Your midfield's getting better this window. You got Szoboszlai.
Yeah, I was gonna just gonna kind of round out. Let me, because I already know Joe's thoughts on it, and I think, do you reckon Ten Hag is going to get sacked? Do you think it's going to be a thing, or do you actually think the club this time? Because remember, it's a different Richard Arnold and that. This guy's mad. There's these lot. John Mercer. These lot's guy, innit? Are they going to back him, or are they going to let the squad run ragged and let them get their way?
They shouldn't sack him. They shouldn't sack him because it's really not him. But I'll be honest with you, I actually picked him to be one of the ones to go early. And it's not going to be because of his performance. It's going to be because it's the right thing to do to do damage control and get the fans back on board and play that tune again. You know what I mean? And just get everyone back in. I'll back the new manager and all that kind of stuff if they do it. They shouldn't sack him, though, because I do believe he's gonna come good at Man United. But he needs to be really backed because your team is looking like Arsenal's team from freaking 8 years ago, 10 years ago under Arsene Wenger. We had rust on the pitch. That's what you guys have got, rust. You know, a couple of decent players. And you can't blame the manager for him having to deal. Don't get me wrong, Marcus Rashford, okay, fair enough. But McTominay was here. Fred was here. You got an old Varane. You've still got Wan-Bissaka in the pitch. You got Luke Shaw here. Johnny Evans now, a goalkeeper issue. He's got a big job at Man United, and that's stemming from the last years of Alex Ferguson as well. I mean, the squad wasn't good when he finished up. He didn't leave you really well. He didn't leave you strong. He left you guys kind of a bit frail, and that might not be from Fergie. It's from the owners, but you guys were frail back then, and it's continued in that fashion.
Ozzy, would you say as well though that I think because I don't know if you guys saw when Zlatan was speaking about Ten Hag and Man United, and he wasn't exactly going at Ten Hag, but he said, like, you know, if you look at Ten Hag's experience and what he's good at and what he excels in as a manager, it's managing younger players, nurturing them, making sure that they develop the right way, and then, you know, not managing many superstars at the same time. So there's the whole cohesive thing with the team. It just works. And that's what led him to be successful at Ajax. When you go to, so would you look at the recruitment of Manchester United and going, well, you're going, if you just look at before he signed for Manchester United, you're going and getting a manager who has no real experience with superstars, because Manchester United are always going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 superstars. They're going to have egos in their team. They're a team that over the years, haven't exactly had the most patience with managers. As I said, not as bad as Chelsea, but they're not exactly known for the patience and giving managers time to fail, like Arteta was given time to fail and then to build. Now, just looking at the recruitment, was Ten Hag actually the right manager with the wrong board and the wrong team? Because I feel like Ten Hag is more of an Arsenal manager, and when I say Arsenal, for me, will give a manager a little. I feel like Emery should have been given a little bit more time, but Arsenal are more likely to give a manager time to fail and then succeed after that. Jurgen Klopp was given a little bit of time to fail and then time to succeed. When it comes to Chelsea and teams like Manchester United, I feel like they're almost in this situation where they almost have to get in a proven winner, because if he's not a proven winner, he then has to manage egos, which they're probably not used to. I don't know. Is that wrong of me to say that? I don't know.
No, it's a good point. a guy. I mean, look, don't get me wrong. Eric Ten Hag is going to be better with the youth, and the recruitment that they've had at the moment has been a little bit topsy turvy. But at the same time, I think the way I see it, he can go and try and put together a nice, fresh, young squad. But this is Manchester United.
Yeah, you can't do that. Sometimes you can't. A fresh youthful.
The patience.
But
he's stuck in limbo. He has to get some experience and then bring in some younger players, Martinez, maybe Anthony, and mix them up with some experience. And I think you're right. That might be the sword that he's falling on at the moment. And don't get me wrong, I don't think he's getting his number one targets either.
No. I don't think Casemiro.
I think he settled for Casemiro.
Exactly.
He settled for it.
He wanted Kane. I know Højlund is more for the future, but I mean, even the Anthony buy is a piss poor buy. There's much better out there.
Mason Mount was his number one. Mason Mount was his number one.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
And Martinez was his number one, and he also wanted Malacia. I don't think. I think he's got more number ones than he. I'm not saying he's got all of them, but no. By the way, no manager gets all their number ones. No manager gets all their number ones. Trossard, Mudryk was Arsenal's number one, and they got Trossard, and then it worked out for them. Julian Brandt was our number one, and we went and got Mo Salah. You know what I'm saying? So Fekir, we went for Fekir, we ended up getting Sadio Mane. It's all these things. I don't think managers always get their number ones. I think it's quite rare.
No, give it Big Sam till end of the season, man. Why not? But yeah, man. Moving on from Man United, guys. There's 600 of you in here. There's 133 likes, so please smash the like button if you don't mind. We do ask every day, and I know it can be annoying at times, but we don't ask frequently as much as before. So if you don't mind Xing your live chats and smashing a like, get us to 200. We're what 67 away. That would be much appreciated. And also make sure to check out Joe's channel. Yes, he's a Leeds United fan, but I'm telling you now, he is one of the best content creators I have seen out there in a minute, personality wise, serious alongside Monster as well. Look, channels in description and the pin. Aussie Gooner as well, man, with more frequent content about Arsenal and a very level-headed Arsenal fan. You want a level-headed Arsenal fan, you've got one. So stop moaning, people, yeah? You always moan. We have like 8 different Arsenal fans coming on the week. You don't get good representatives. Anyways, make sure you subscribe to these boys, man. Get Monts off of 6669.
Oh yeah, you lot. Yeah. I've got 666 on my subscribers right now. Someone just do something about that. Just get it done, please. Just get it done. I don't care who just get me off of that figure.
Man's scared to leave his house right now. It's like I'm not crossing the road, bro.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah. I'm just gonna say, but we're gonna move it over to you know what? Before we talk on the Arsenal game and Aussie Goo, I've come across something. I didn't know this until Joe brought it up. Jurgen Klopp actually wants a replay of the Tottenham game. Do I get a replay of a Champions League final then, or semi-final?
All he has to do is push rewind, and he has to push play. You can watch it on.
Does Arsenal get a replay of 2006 when the referee was clearly biased against Barcelona?
We rewind and we push play. That's the replay, bro. We watch it over and over again and try and forget it. It's done, bro.
Months, man. What's going? You know what? When I think I'm not surprised by something in the football world, I am surprised. You know what though? I said it on Twitter, and I'm going to say it again because I'm not going to mock the situation. I'm for Liverpool. Like I was wrong. Yeah. I'm for Liverpool calling it out. I'm for Jurgen Klopp calling it out. It's enough is enough. Like there's either corruption or inept quality of refereeing in the back room. I have to commend Liverpool fans for making a meal out of it. Yes, you are media darlings, but you use that to your advantage, right? But I don't know why more clubs don't go and do this. But what are you saying about your manager?
Did it last season.
First of all, big up you lot who subscribed to get me off of that number.
That's it. How many you want? I'm unsubscribing now. I'm going to get you right back down.
Yeah. Listen, Klopp. Klopp, you was doing so well. Norbert, you was doing so well. And then, the replay thing's dead, innit? I do not co-sign that. Yeah, he said that. I didn't say that. Listen. I don't really believe in the media darling thing. I think the fact that we've never seen a situation where a team has actually requested for the audio and the Premier League have granted that, I think that's why it was covered by the news, or I think it was Good Morning Britain. That's why it was covered, because no team's done that before. If any other team decides to do that, I believe that happens as well. What I would say is that we do need to band together. You know what I'm saying? We need to band together, guys, and you know, this whole VAR going wrong thing, that is bigger than Liverpool. It's bigger than that. That is a football thing. We just want the Premier League to be better as a whole. However, I don't really want to go too far with it and start saying, oh yeah, replay the game, backdate this, backdate that. It's done. It's done. It's happened. It happened to Arsenal against Brentford. Do you get it? The same energy wasn't necessarily shown. I think the club maybe should have done a little bit more, like what we're doing now, but we're past it now. That is what it is. Arsenal got done dirty in a title race, by the way, with the stakes were a lot higher. You know what I'm saying? Wolves went through it last season when we played them in the FA Cup. The FA Cup, I believe, in the first round, before the replay against Wolves. So we're not the first, and we're not going to be the last. But I want it to be the last. I want us to be the last team this happens to. You know what I'm saying? Because the stakes will be higher, and it will happen again. And we shouldn't have to look back at things like this. We should be able to look back at things like mistakes with our own players and tactical mistakes, not VAR mistakes. The guys who get paid thousands and thousands of pounds to get stuff wrong, consistently get stuff wrong. It's just not good enough. But again, I don't agree. And I don't like the tribalism as well, saying, oh, well, you know what? Let's just one up. It happened to us. It happened to you. It happened to the... Stop. We don't need to one up each other. We all just want the best. We all want the best for the Premier League officiating wise. And I think it's as simple as that. I don't need people backdating to the Lukaku incident in the Carabao Cup final. I don't understand why people are doing that. The rules were different at the time. Offside was measured by the sleeve. Don't ask me why. I don't make the rules. So by those rules, Lukaku was offside because they measure the lines by the sleeve. In today's game, it wouldn't have been offside because they measure it by the shoulder. Don't blame me for the rules. Do you know what I'm saying? You don't backdate. People are backdating unfair decisions to today's rules. Backdate those decisions to the rules at the time. I don't think it's that hard. Do you know what I'm saying? We don't even need to be one-upping each other anyways. We understand that it keeps happening. Don't be annoyed at my club for standing up for what's right. Get your own club to stand up for what's right, and I'll back that too. I don't think it's that it's difficult, in it. I don't think it's harder to say. I think that's what it is.
You say back that, but you didn't back some of Man United's decision that didn't go our way. You
Yeah.
know,
I was waiting on that.
Like the two, you know the Crystal Palace one when there's two players blocking Onana's vision when my man smacked it top bins, or you know the time when it hit
when Onana clattered. But
you would get on that one. No, I agree with that one. I think that should have been a penalty. But I'm just saying, other than that one, what about the one that goes against Man United? Like I'm just saying from my perspective, every time there's a decision, like the handball, you know the Arsenal thing as well. Like.
When decisions are right and wrong, again.
Did you contest them once?
Hold on. This is what I was told.
Well, I think this was very clear a mistake. Like there was no if or buts about it. So this one was so clear, it was clear, and they still fucked it. That's the point. It's trying to make it, you know.
Is it just me? But when you listen to the audio, Joe or anyone of yesterday, is it just me, or were they muffling points out? Like they didn't release the full audio. They just released. I feel like it was cut up. Is it just me?
No. They were swearing. Donny swore twice. Donny swore because he's because you know when you mess up, you mess up. So guys, I'll be real. For your decisions, you got to remember if they don't come out and apologize for it. So I said the only people who can really talk about this and not have sympathy for Liverpool are Arsenal fans, because they came out and apologized to Arsenal for forgetting to draw the lines. Yeah, they came out and obviously everything's evident what happened to Liverpool. With your malarkey, no one came out and said anything. So someone can just say, in my opinion, I don't think it was handball. I think the semi was too close.
It is what it is. Then you got that donut. What's his name? Dermot Gallagher.
Yeah, Monska.
Yeah, what a muppet. What a mug. That is a top mug right there, yeah. He looks like a Sphinx cat. That's what he is. He's a bald cat. But anyways, moving on from that. Let's move on to Arsenal. Let's move on to Arteta and Saka being injured now for potentially 6 to 8 weeks. Considering he is a machine, let's say 5 to 7 weeks. Because if it's a muscular injury on the calf, Monts, you should know this one quite well as well. I've had this injury myself. It is not nice, and it's a long road to recovery from that part. After about 3 weeks, you can probably start running a little bit. But Aussie, man, you lost 2-1 yesterday. I expected you to batter them. I think you lot expected to batter them. I think you had every right to think, well, when I say you lot, I say Arsenal fans to go and beat Lens. They're not even doing great in the league right now. They're like what 2 points from bottom or something like that. Yeah. So it's just one of those ones where I suppose it was quite a shock.
Oh, it was an absolute joke. I predicted us to win 2-0. I was thinking away, crowd, vibes, young squad. They might rough us up a bit. But off the bat, they were pressing us and we were allowing it to happen. They were having their way with us in the first 3 or 4 minutes. And once I saw that, I thought, what are these guys doing? We're folding like a lawn chair. Yeah, we got a good goal. Yes, and Saka got involved. You know, and if it wasn't for Saka, that assisted Gabriel Jesus. And Gabriel Jesus, great finish. But apart from that, he ran around like a headless chicken for about 80 minutes in that game. He didn't know where he was going. Because Saka's on the pitch, I don't even know why he was there. This guy, Mikel Arteta is stuck in his ways where he doesn't like to rotate the squad, and it's costing us. It cost us last season, it's costing us now. And now Bukayo Saka, who's probably his star boy, his key player, is injured. 5, 6, 7 weeks. And who does that fall on? It falls on Mikel Arteta. Did Bukayo Saka need to start in this game? No. He could have started Reece Nelson. He could have left Ben White on the right-hand side with Reece Nelson to cover him. He could have done that. But instead, he threw on a full-strength squad, except for Ben White, and said it should be right. And put Declan Rice as a single CDM. Made him run around like absolute crazy. Meanwhile, starting Kai Havertz, who I'm still trying to figure out, how the hell...
I heard he had a shocker.
Which game? This game? Every other game? He has a shocker in every game.
I heard it's more of the same. Like, it's just literally passenger. Like, it's like you barely notice he's there.
Dude, you know, Mesut Ozil had this about him where you wouldn't know he was around, but all of a sudden this ball would get pinged and you'd be like, bloody Ozil, right? You'd see that. What I see from Kai Havertz is he's no pinging the ball or nothing, or it's a stat. He'll take a shot directly at the keeper, and if it's not directly at the keeper, it's over the bar or the side netting. And if he puts a pass in, it's like Aaron Ramsey. He's either going to it's going to be a horrible pass going forward, or he's going to pass sideways and backwards. He's just not suited to the style. And I look at Granit Xhaka, and Granit Xhaka is looking top notch in comparison to this guy. And because he's paid 60, because he paid 60 million for him, and he wanted him. Get it, guys in the chat. Mikel Arteta wanted Havertz. We had other targets. He wanted this guy. We stopped going after other targets and went, we want Havertz. That's what I want. I've got to have him. So now he's got, and he's going to fall on that sword because there are other players that should be on the pitch right now, except for Kai Havertz. I mean, Fabio Vieira looks better than him, and he's not that good. Emil Smith-Rowe could start, and he hasn't had a game. And Kai Havertz right now, every time he's on the pitch, Arsenal's playing with 10 men. This game against Lens, going back to it, Kai Havertz wasn't the only problem. It was most of the squad. Raya's decision-making, that pass out to Tomiyasu, what the hell were you thinking?
Crazy. Man? Joe, don't you think that's crazy? 1 week, Raya's and then now Ramsdale's looking like number one all over again.
If that was Ramsdale, would played that pass. Sorry, by the way. Go on.
No, but this is the thing they'll have with the keeper situation, isn't it? Like, what they're going to do now is Ramsdale going to be coming back in for City. I'm not too sure. It's a big game, that, innit? But do you know what? I just want to say, because I was going to speak on it as well, is Arteta is to blame for the Saka situation, especially the fact it's a muscular injury. Why did it... Listen, there was all chat of him not being fit for Bournemouth. Just drop him for Bournemouth. Leave him. Rest him. Why are you playing him? He didn't need to, did he? And then he's played him again last night. And I just think, I think he's played like 80 games consecutively or something for Arsenal. If not,
it's 86 or 85.
That's what I'm saying. I know he's a top player, but come on, man. Especially in England, right? We do this with every single young prospect. The only manager who manages these players right is Pep Guardiola. Everyone else, beasts, they get beasted. No, you think of all like star players coming through your football club, especially if they're English, they get beasted. All of them. And the only one who manages it right for me is Pep. Because look at Saka, he's just going to end up breaking him. I'm sorry, he is. I get, they're elite athletes, But it's no surprise that he got muscle injury. It is no surprise at all. And now what? He's out 6-7 weeks. Probably that's going to... Because the facts are it's the perfect time to play City. They're about Rodri, De Bruyne, all these players missing. Saka is a top player. For the big moments. For the big games as well, he comes up trumps. Did he need to play against Lens? No. Did he need to play against Bournemouth? Probably not. Could you have rested him and kept him fit for the game against City, where they're already, looking without Rodri, without Bruno? Yes, you could, but he didn't. You know what I mean? And now look, they're I don't know. City, I know it's one player, but Saka's huge, man. Saka's
especially
huge.
when they don't have cover on that right hand. Well,
Exactly.
They do have cover.
Below.
They do have cover. And it's the whole situation. They can play Jesus on the right, and they can play Martinelli now. Now he's back fit, and Trossard. They could literally play that lineup. And I think all of them are capable enough to play right wing, left wing, and striker. I think, or even a false nine type situation, right? So there could be a fluid front three in the making. But I think as an Arsenal fan, don't you think, Ozzy? This is. Don't you think? Now you kind of see where you're at without a key player like Saka as a whole, because this is where your manager gets his money, right? Start making situations better for yourself by using your brain, using your squad. No, or am I wrong with that part?
He doesn't, man. He doesn't.
No, well, I mean, this is where he has to earn his coin now. He's got a squad. Anyone that looks at Arsenal's squad right now, anyone that looks at our team, we've got a squad. We've got players out there. It's up to him to utilize them, to use them. Thomas Partey is going to be coming back out of injury. Is he going to play right back? Is he going to play right back?
Well,
really? Is he going to play right back again? Or are we going to stop fucking around? I'm sorry, I'm swearing. Are we going to stop fucking around? And I'm going to grab Kai Havertz, put him in the parking lot so he can be a valet, right? And I can have Thomas Partey and I can have Declan Rice and Martin Odegaard in the middle of the park and beast a midfield, and at least then boss a section of the fucking pitch that we've had problems for pretty much the start of this season since we chopped up our midfield. Are we going to do that? Or are we going to sit there and stick to the guns of Kai Havertz, who's running around doing sweet nothing? He gets his first goal from a penalty. Whoop-de-doo, man. Come on, man. 60 million. Come on, man. And now I have Bukayo Saka out. Of course, that's a big deal. It's up to him to rotate. He doesn't rate Reece Nelson. He doesn't rate Emil Smith-Rowe. If you don't rate these players, why are they still here? If you didn't rate them, if you're not going to use them, fine. Why didn't you get rid of them if you're not going to use them? What's the point of having this squad if we're not going to rotate? You got Raya, Ramsdale sits. I thought maybe we're going to be, Raya one game, Ramsdale another game. No. Raya's in, Ramsdale sits. That's it. So what's the point of Ramsdale now? It's silly. It shows that he's a little bit one-dimensional when it comes to utilizing the full potential of his squad. He's looking at his 11. He goes, I've got my 11. It's like Arsene Wenger days where he had his favorites. You need to look at the entire squad. You have to understand there's a lot of football to be played. There are injuries. You copped injuries last season. You don't need to fall on the same sword this season. But he seems to be doing the same thing. And he's not getting better. He's running players ragged.
Can we all agree, CAA Matthews saying Saka hides in big games? What is this guy talking about? That's just a fallacy. He scores in all the big games. He scores in all the big games.
He doesn't particularly play well against City,
but he scores an assist. He comes up every game.
I don't know about Liverpool.
Everyone's looking for. Everyone looks for. He needs to show up. He needs to show up in the big game. Sometimes your star player, he might not score a goal, but he pulls the defenders out of position.
Of course, man. He scored against every single Big Six side. Every single one. The big games.
Thierry Henry was renowned for that, and so is Salah. Salah might not score, he might assist, but how many times has he pulled the right back and the centre back out of position and in the middle of the park it's open? No one sees that because he maybe didn't get the assist, but he pulled the defenders. So I know Saka sometimes, in some games, he does go missing, but he's not missing as in he's not doing anything. He's pulling defenders out of position. I used to play number 2. I know what it is when I've got a mongrel of a winger who I don't know if I'm going to allow it to go to flag.
I'm also a fullback, but I'd love to play against Mons. I think my fit self would snap you up, my brother. I can't even lie.
Hurt him, man. He's got to bump him, slow him down a bit, hammer him a bit.
Mons is Rashford with decision making. That's what Mons is. Sometimes the shooting's inconsistent. Well, guess what? He will drive out, man, and he will cut inside. I love those players that don't want to take you down the wing. See Mons at the Molyneux, yeah? I don't care if we're going to get the players or not. This guy, I love to play against him. He'll make my life easy. I love players that don't want to take you down the wing, man. Them ones there are nightmares. Big up Mons.
Gaffer weren't telling me to track back. Gaffer was because I had their wing back pinned.
Yeah, remember I said don't bother tracking back. Don't bother. UK Judy says Mason turns Man U captain. Sorry for the shout out for it late. This should have been probably said back for the Man United segment. It says Mason turns Man U captain. You're in a top 6 club no more. I've seen weirder things in life, man. I've seen weirder things. I'm big up Solomon. If you became a member just now, it's because Solomon has gifted people 5 memberships. So big up Solomon every single day. He loves to.
Solomon, you need to come on my channel and start gifting out these memberships.
Hey, come on, man. Hey, we need to keep. Hey, when I think about it, if we've got enough, we should do. No, we can do it. We need to record a 5-a-side or 7-a-side thing. That's a given. That's definitely easy enough. We see how it goes. Big up Hybrid Ultra as well, another keen super chow. He says, I want to cast our memory back. The start of the season when Arteta was experimenting a plan B and rotating the fan base was in uproar, no consistency. I think that was more of when everyone was fit, his selection was a bit questionable. That's all. That's all. Now it's got to the time when you can start seeing these players like Fabio Vieira not good enough. Kai Havertz should not be starting, not good enough. People like Emil Smith Rowe, why is he not getting a chance? Let him get a run of games. He's probably more suited. It's just little simple things like that. And probably yesterday as well, which Joe kind of said, why would you play your full strength team against Bournemouth and then also against Lens? Yeah. Surely you don't need to do that. But yeah, what do you make? What do you make of it, anyways, Monts, with the whole situation? Because it's not doom and gloom for them. It's one game.
Listen, if you ask me how I'm going to speak to the Arsenal fans on my channel later today, I'm going to make them seem like it's the end of the world. But if you want me to put my logic hat on, my logic hat on, Sevilla and PSV drew. It don't even matter that these men lost. Do you know what matters? That Saka got injured. That is a bigger loss. They could have lost 10-0. Yeah. Saka, that is 10-0. That wasn't 2-1. That was 10-1. The fact that Saka is now injured, I promise you, because when you look at, and people are telling me Martinelli's fit, Trossard's fit, Jesus can play there. No, it's not. You can't be playing, man, out of position, man that I've never played right wing, because this is also an issue that even we have at Liverpool, where it's like if Salah was to not play, you're kind of looking left and right and going, ugh. Do you know what I mean? Because even though there are players that are capable of playing in that position, this is not FIFA. You can't just slap Martinelli on the right and expect him to pull up trees or put Trossard there.
Of course he can, bro. No, 32 weeks training. He goes from left wing to right wing, bro.
But well, clearly, if you want to, we're not playing. No disrespect, you're not playing Sheffield United. You're playing Man City. Yeah, so you're gonna have to.
Not just them.
So it's not looking good. Bukayo Saka was integral for that game. Again, I was looking at City losing tools and thinking, oh, Arsenal getting their players back. Hey, this could be the day that Arsenal break the cuts. This could be the weekend where it happens. Same. And then Saka gets injured. I mean, again, Partey's back, and we're gonna see. But I don't really know what Arteta's doing. I understand it's kind of he can't win, where sometimes where he'll rotate, people will say, oh, he's being inconsistent. And then he won't rotate, and then people will say he's running his players into the ground. So I understand where it's like it's a lose-lose at times, but it's the way he's doing it. Saka, that's an issue. He like what we were saying, he didn't need to play the past 2 games. 100% didn't need to play. But you look at Partey maybe and Havertz. I reckon Havertz starts on the weekend when Partey back fit training. He should be playing. That midfield should easily be Partey, Rice, and Odegaard. If the fans can see it, everyone can see it. That midfield needs to be Partey, Rice, and Odegaard, no doubt. But Havertz will still probably start, and then people are going to be thinking, well, what's going on here? So I don't know, man. I think it's more Arteta's, it's the fitness, because he did rotate in the defensive line. Tomiyasu doesn't usually play. Tomiyasu played. So there was
Where did he play yesterday, by the way?
Right back. He threw him out right back.
He just had a great game at centre back. He was a rock.
That's what he is. He's a centre back. He's a right centre back that plays right back, and you threw him in at right back.
He's left back as well. Like he gets put left back.
If you want to try that on,
I'm looking at your games. So these are potential games. We don't know how long Saka's out for, but muscular injuries are quite long as well. Pause. He'll be out for Man City. Then lucky there's an actual 2-week international break, roughly. Then you got Chelsea away, which is quite vital. And it's at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea are gaining some momentum, and it's a
usually win there.
Arsenal usually wins that anyways, but things can change. You're going away to Sevilla in the Champions League. Then you got Sheffield. Then you got West Ham away. And then you got Newcastle away. That's the potential games that he can miss. Brentford away as well. Usually quite good there. Burnley at home, quite good there. And maybe he might be back for the Wolves game at home, which is probably the perfect game for him to come back to anyways in 8 weeks' time from today, pretty much. So yeah, like it's not a lot of games missed, but there's some big games there which you look towards who can pick up a goal or two. It is Saka at the end of the day. So, but he could be unfit for only 4 weeks. He might be unfit for 6 weeks. So, things can change.
Martinelli's probably not going to be back for the City game. He might be back the week after, or he might be coming off the bench. I mean, it's positive. But there was a comment in there saying, look, Arsenal fans are so reactionary. No, it's not. If you've been watching Arsenal football at the moment, we're up there. We're up there in the Premier League. We haven't been playing phenomenal football. We're still in first gear. And this is why Arsenal fans are a little bit worried right now. We're not happy with what we're seeing as our potential starting line. That's the reason why I'm a little bit upset now, especially with no rotation. Now, don't get me wrong. Like you're saying, we've got a few games where we might miss Saka. Yeah, I know, but the problem is the way we rotate. It's not good. Like seriously, dude. Like Mikel Arteta doesn't know how to use his squad. God knows who's going to try and put on the right wing. God knows. I bet you he's going to try and put Havertz down the middle now. He's going to try and put Havertz as a false 9. Yeah, and he's going to put Jesus on the right and Trossard on the left. Watch, it'll happen.
Obviously, I remember when Villa wanted to buy Emile Smith-Rowe. Like Emile Smith-Rowe for me is a baller, and now he just can't get a look in. And I wonder if he thinks like, I know he's an Arsenal fan, but was that a mismove for him? I don't know, because he's just, where is he? I know he's been injured, but for me, there's a player in there.
He's there. I think there's such an easy slot in there. The centre, he's grown in height, he's grown in build. I'm pretty sure he's grown in maturity. I know he ain't played loads of football, but I saw something in the World Cup that he just played in the summer and everything. The guy's a baller. The guy knows what he's doing. I think maybe he's not going to be a world beater, but give him a run of games, man. Let's see what he can do. Because what's Fabio Vieira got to prove anymore? Like he's arse and cheeks. Kai haven't seen enough of that guy. Get rid of him. Partey's back. So when you want to make a change, who do you want to put on Emile Smith-Rowe maybe? Even if it's for Erdegaard or in the 8. The guy can do 8 on 10. I think he can do it personally, in mind and in theory. Personally, guys, make sure to smash the like button if you haven't. Get 20 away from 250, which would be nice. And also, we're gonna probably just wrap it up there on the hour of 3 o'clock. Make sure you stay on here and go to Saeed's channel as well, which will be redirected there. It does start in 2 hours. Just but more likes, the better for Saeed for the Mandem show. You're probably gonna hear a lot of moaning, a lot of crying, etc.
I'll be watching.
Yeah, Big Expanse is also going live at 6. Huh?
Kaz, just quickly as well. Why does everyone forget that Arsenal also have to play Chelsea? Right.
Yeah, I said that.
Yeah.
I said that, man. We're playing at the bridge. We always win at the bridge. So that's all right.
This could be great for algorithms, man. I need them back straight away. I need a Chelsea win. Straight away.
Yeah, I'll need a Chelsea. Ozzy, I'm sorry. I hate Chelsea, but I might need a Chelsea dub. I might.
Yeah.
And I don't like Chelsea. I actually don't. I hate them.
Yeah. Also, make sure to check out Joe and Ozzy Guna in the pin. Everyone knows Big Six Bands by now in the description all the time underneath Monts right there near the top, alongside Joe and Ozzy's channels as well. Go subscribe there. Even if it's 5 subscribers, there's still 5 more people. Check out their content.
Leeds play tonight as well, so I'm doing a watch along, so make sure you join me for that, all right? We have QPR, mate. QPR.
Oh, you're bettering them. All right. Hopefully. Well, that's an easy dub for Leeds. Hopefully they lose because I want Joe to suffer as well. in a bit.